The movie begins with a couple, Michael and his girlfriend, Catherine, entering the Immaculate Room. Upon entering the room, looks empty and completely white, and they are filled with amazement. Catherine urges Michael to press the button so that they can start their challenge. As Michael pushes it, a voice greets them explaining the house rules. The rule of the challenge is that they must stay in the White Room for 50 days together to win a $5 million grand prize. However, if either leaves, the remaining person gets only $1 million. Excitement fills them as they envision their future wealth. They excitedly brainstorm how to share the money for their dreams as they run around the room. After fantasizing about the prize, they proceed to the bathroom. However, the voice informs them the bathroom is only for a person, and they must go separately. Hence, Catherine uses the bathroom, and while Michael waits, he reads the instructions and requests their meal. A white carton of the drink comes out. Although it looks unappetizing, they drink it regardless. When they do, they realize it tastes the same way it looks, and it also smells like nothing. Since they have no other choice, they hope for a better breakfast. Catherine finds in the rules that lights will be out by 10 p.m., so she sets their wake-up time at 7 a.m. She tells Michael, but he's not bothered by when she sets it, as they won't leave the room. At 10 p.m. the lights go out, and they go to bed. Michael attempts to get intimate with her, but Catherine hesitates, fearing that a third party may be watching them. He convinces her that even if a third party exists, they are in the dark, and he can't see. She eventually gives in, and they continue their intimate moment. The following day, Catherine begins with affirmations, and then heads to the bathroom. When she finishes, she comes out and meets Michael awake. They both play together before proceeding in the day. They order breakfast, which is the same unappetizing milk as dinner. This, however, gets them concerned, because they don't know how long they will last on such meals. Catherine wonders about the purpose of the experiment, considering Professor Voyan, the professor who created the experiment, spends too much on what she thinks is irrelevant. Michael shares Voyan's documentary titled Fame, detailing how an average family life transforms into chaos after becoming famous. Voyan found a very low-income family, and he gave them money. He changed their lives, and as time went on, they became rich and famous. However, their great family turned sour when the wife finds her husband cheating. She killed her husband and was imprisoned. The son was nowhere to be found, and the daughter is now mentally ill due to illegal substances. That confuses Catherine, as she can't point out why Voyan would do such, and what he would gain from it. Later, Michael notices something weird with the clock. He sees the clock stopped for a while before continuing. He tells this to Catherine, who advises him to focus on the prize ahead of them rather than the clock, because looking at it would only get him more concerned. Day after day, Catherine maintains her daily affirmations and cheers up Michael every morning. They engage in activities like dancing, running, and playing to pass the time. On their 27th day in the room, Michael discovers a weak bug in the room, which he names Chloe. He's an animal lover and he feels concerned about the bug. But Catherine thinks that the bug is almost dead and should be disposed of. He immediately tries to reach out to their milk to serve the bug, but the voice warns him that the meal is just for the participants. He attempts to open the door and remove the bug, but Catherine reminds him that if he does so, the system believes he is out of the challenge. He gets angry and calls her heartless, but she insists that the reason he does things like that is to justify himself for being vegan, when the only reason he is vegan is to hurt his rich father. Walking away, she accidentally steps on the bug, leading to her apology and Michael's further silence. Michael wants to request a treat allowed for $100,000. Catherine advises against it because it is a bad investment, but Michael insists. When he does, he gets a crayon. He uses the crayon to draw Catherine, who wonders why he would spend $100,000 on a crayon. She requests a portrait, and as he sketches her live image, she insists on a formal portrait, which he initially declines, and she departs. Catherine recognizes that their relationship is becoming toxic, so she talks to Michael at night, and they reconcile. They both acknowledge that staying alone for 50 days is quite challenging. The next day, Catherine discovers a gun in the bathroom. She alerts Michael and hands it to him. Michael attempts to discard it in the clothes chute, but the voice informs him that only clothes can be placed there. He ends up hiding it under the bed. Following the morning's incident, the system informs them that they will begin the connect phase, during which they receive video messages from their families. Michael receives a message from a voice that his sister has sent a video. He watches as his sister wonders why he, a boredom hater, would stay in an empty room and jokingly asks if it is to avoid Catherine. She then inquires about Sean, emphasizing that whatever happened to Sean wasn't his fault. The screen also displays a video message for Catherine. She doesn't want to watch it because she doesn't know who could have sent her a video, but it plays nonetheless. Turns out to be a message from her father, a drug addict from whom she has been separated for several years. He informs her that he is now clean and has been residing at a shelter. Catherine screams in surprise and anger as she watches the video. She gets depressed and Michael consoles her, but she pushes him away. She gets upset and sits on her own while her father sings for her. The following day, Catherine reveals to Michael that her father is not dead as she had told him before. She confesses that she doesn't like associating with him because he squandered her school fees to drink and robbed her of a bright future. She apologizes to Michael for lying to him, and he accepts her apology. Over the next few days, the room becomes increasingly boring as Catherine refuses to leave the bed. Michael suggests she should have a treat, but she declines, declaring that she can manage the day as she always has. Seeing that Michael is also struggling with boredom, she encourages him to take another treat. While he goes to take one, Catherine heads to the bathroom. When Michael takes the treat, it turns out to be a naked actress who introduces herself as Simone. Upon meeting Simone, Catherine is shocked. Simone inquires about the room and claims she does not know its purpose. Catherine doubts if Simone had prior info before entering, suspecting she's lying. However, Simone insists she landed the job through her manager as an acting gig. Since Simone is naked, Catherine asks Michael to give her his shirt. Michael apologizes to Catherine for the unexpected outcome of the treat, emphasizing that he has no idea what to expect. As the lights go out, Simone needs a place to sleep, and they are forced to share the bed. A decision Catherine considers the best option. The next day, Catherine can't find Simone and assumes she has been taken away, feeling a sense of joy. However, she eventually finds Simone in the bathroom. After Catherine leaves the bathroom, she witnesses Michael and Simone playing together, and she gets insecure. Overwhelmed by the events in the room, Catherine decides to take her first treat. Her treat turns out to be ecstasy. Catherine takes a dose and offers some to Simone, but advises Michael not to take it. Simone, however, convinces them all to take the dose and have a good time. Michael follows Simone's advice and takes the dose, and moments later the drug takes effect. They have a good time together and dance around the room until Michael eventually loses consciousness. That night, Michael dreams of his brother Sean's death. He wakes up with a scream shouting he is drowning and insists that he wants to leave the room. However, Catherine stops him while reminding him of the cash prize, begging him to stay. They manage to calm him down and he falls back asleep. When he is asleep, Catherine confides in Simone about how Michael's brother Sean had drowned when Michael was distracted. After the lights go out, Michael talks with Simone, who comforts him and talks about her struggles too. That is when Catherine sees them holding hands and accuses Simone of seducing her boyfriend, causing an argument. Michael intervenes and Catherine apologizes, suggesting that she might be mistaken. Simone, in a sarcastic tone, responds that she may indeed be correct. The following day, when they wake, Simone is gone. Catherine is initially relieved until she sees a message left by Simone about how she had her best night's intercourse with Michael. This angers Catherine, but Michael denies any involvement with Simone. Unable to believe him, she pushes him, causing him to hit his head on the wall and start bleeding. Michael requests a doctor and asks that they leave the room, but Catherine refuses to let them go. She picks up a towel to help him contain the blood, suggesting they could manage the injury. Michael realizes she won't leave the room with him even if he is dying. He decides to go alone, but she stops him. When he insists, she takes the gun and threatens to shoot him. She shoots a warning shot to scare him, but he proceeds regardless. Catherine cries for days, but she is left alone in the room, and 2 days after the end of the challenge, she decides to press the button. But before she does, the light goes off. Several months later, they coincidentally meet each other in front of a shelter. They talk as Catherine tells Michael she has come to visit her father. He asks her if she eventually finished the challenge, but she changes the topic. He walks her to her car as they catch up on old times. The scene shifts to a signpost about an anonymous donation to the shelter's kitchen. The movie ends as another couple enters the Immaculate Room to embark on their challenge. They are also seen as equally excited about the cash prize. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, leave a like to help the channel out, also leave a comment if you'd like us to recap your favorite movies. Thanks for watching.